Hello everyone, today, I'm going to talk about the facial rig motion capturing in Macs. Firstly, this feature is located here, Face Capture Editor. Let's open this panel. Alright, before continue, on our iPad or iPhone, we need to download the AnimCraft software. Usually, you can find it in the App Store. This is the software we need to download it. Once downloaded, it generally supports devices iPhone 10 and above, as well as devices with depth cameras. Both iPads and iPhones are compatible. After opening this panel, there's an IP address in the first row. It automatically detects your computer's IP. This is command port. You can set it as you desired. The default is 10087. Blink off here refers to a function for closing the eyes. The settings here depend on your computer's IP address. If your computer's IP is 22, then it's the same for your iPad. There's a setting in iPad. You need to set it to match your computer's IP. The code below also needs to match the one on your computer. Your device and your computer must be on the same local network to communicate with each other. Then, we need to set the export path. OK. Then you can choose a directory for saving the facial captured data, for example this folder. Let's select it. The settings will be successful here. Clicking this button to open the path. In the folder, you can see there is a file. All the data we record will use this file name, except the suffix numbers are different. This was one of my previous data. Let's delete it first. Alright. Then, after rigging ahead before facial motion capturing, there are some preparations. Firstly, add a morpher layer. This includes all 52 facial expressions supported by Apple. Add it onto the model so that we can drive these expressions to animate this face. Alright. Let's select all models. Click this button to add the morpher. This adds a morpher layer to each model. In Maya, this is called blend shape. Now you can see that the morpher for each model has been added. Let's test them a bit, then they'll be active. Of course, these models only deform in specific expressions. Then, at this point, let us open the facial capture service. Here, it changes to stop server. This means it will stop when you click it again. When it turns green, the service is on. Now, we need to tap the live button on the app. If there's no pop-up, it means it's connected. Then, we need to connect the model, for example, this head. We click connect. Alright, it starts capturing the facial movements. Now, it syncs with the actions in your app. Okay, currently, I'm driving only one model. You can cancel the driving by clicking this. It's no longer driving. Let's try driving all the models. Now, it's driving all the models. Okay, it indicates successful driving. At this point, you can see the result of driving. Makes certain adjustments based on the driving result. Now, we can see that by default, when it's not moving, the mouth cannot close. Now, we can set its initial pose. Firstly, in the app, maintain a static pose. Click this button. Set idle pose. Alright. Now you can see, by default, the mouth is closed. If you don't want this setup, you can clear it. Then the mouth opens again. Now, let's think about recording. When we record, we don't need to drive so many controllers at the same time. We can disconnect them and only drive the head for checking the result. Alright. Then we can hide unnecessary elements. Okay, now, just click the Start Recording button. Alright, recording has started. Okay. After completing in motion, then click again. It turns red. Okay, recording stops. After stopping recording, we can navigate to the previously specified export path to retrieve the file. Click Open. It's the output path we specified earlier. Inside the output path, there's a C raw file. Okay, this is our facial capture file. Now, let's open our AnimCraft. Navigate to the expressions page. Okay, now, directly drag this file into the window. It defaults to 60 frames. But the actual data depends on your 3ds Max settings. Click Import, you can see the motion is there now. We can apply this motion. Back to this character. Before that, let's turn off the service, otherwise, it might slow. Okay. Now, if we try to move the controllers, you'll notice the result isn't correct. That's because the morpher data hasn't been reset, so we need to clear it. Just select all these models. Click Morpher 0. Okay, you can see the morphers have been cleared. Now if we move the controllers, it's correct now. At this point, just select any controller and go to AnimCraft. Right-click in 3ds Max and select a running Max. Okay, then click this button. It will import the motion onto the character. Now we've successfully imported the motion. Let's check the result. Let's play it. That's the result from the recording. There's also a setting on the panel. It's called Blink Off. This function is that, for instance, if you notice that when it blinks, the result isn't good, and it only closes partially, it means maybe the intensity isn't enough. The number 1 here means when it receives a data value of 1, it sets its controller to 1. If we set it to 0.7, it means when the received data is 0.7, we set its controller 1 to completely close the eye. By decreasing the value of blink off, you can achieve a fully closed eye result easier. If you encounter a problem where the eyes don't close fully, you can crank down this value. Okay, that's the general process. Thanks for your watching.